All right, it looks like we are live. Good morning, Elle Ingalls here at pressure-free.com. It is Tuesday. You may be watching this on the replay, so I'm not sure what day of the week it is for you. Tuesday is a day where I usually talk about triggers and tools, give you some tips here. And I wanted to focus on incremental gains and the compound effect. Darren Hardy, the editor of Success Magazine, wrote a great book called The Compound Effect several years ago. And many people have written on this idea and this subject that if you can just make a little bit of change and continue that little bit of change, where are you a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now? I use that idea with all of my new clients when we were first starting out, because when you understand what the stress hormones are doing to you, you can want to change instantly and fast. However, we've got lots of habits of reactions that we've had since we were even in utero. They're generational. So it takes some time to start to break some of those habits of reaction. So I have a starter tool that I start my clients out on. Its real purpose is to celebrate incremental gains. And to bring another author into here, the author Jim Collins, he has the whole platform Good to Great. I read his book maybe 20 years ago. And there's a bit in that book talks about a flywheel and how we need to get the wheel in motion. And once you get it in motion, it can stay in motion. And so one of the I'm kind of going off on that, but really what he's talking about is that if a work team doesn't celebrate incremental gains, it's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to give up. That's the same for us as individuals. If we start on something and we don't see the results right away, or we're taking on too much and it's overwhelming us and we're just not making progress, we give up, we quit. How many times do you know of people, maybe yourself, that want to lose weight and then gain it back and lose and gain and lose and gain, the constant yo-yoing? Incremental gains, small compound effect. That is something that I really preach in Pressure Free. And I also use the word play very intentionally, because if we try too hard, I even say the word try and my shoulders rise up a little bit. I get a little bit of tension, they come forward. We're trying. And since most of my clients are high achievers, they really want to work hard. They really want to get this. So instead, I give them permission to play. We're playing with these concepts. We're playing with these tools. You're noticing triggers that you may have had for decades, and you're starting to link a tool with that trigger to break the stress cycle. That's what we do here at Pressure Free. So another thing that I do is I host conferences, and I have a conference coming up. I'm going to put the link down below so that you can come on in. If you can't make it live, don't worry, I record it and you'll get the recording. So I don't put a date on it because I don't want you to know when it's going on. I want you to come on in and get this information. One of the reasons that I do conferences is to get other experts' ideas and share them with you. So I've put together a really great lineup of speakers for this particular conference. And I always encourage listeners on my conferences, if you can just have one takeaway from each speaker, one little thing that you might put into your work life or your personal life, where you start to get some momentum going. I'm doing this because what I'm thinking about is actually sigmoid curves. So if you know what a sigmoid curve looks like, you're starting out somewhere and there's a bit of a learning curve. You've got to invest time, energy, money to learn something. And then you start to make some progress and the curve starts to turn around. And usually there's a period of some exponential growth where things are really starting to take off for you. And then there's going to be a point where it starts to lose it a little bit. Maybe some self-doubt comes in. Maybe you stop using your tools. You stop practicing so much. And right in that little time when it starts to go like this, it's time to inject something new. So I have clients who've worked with me for years. They've taken my course privately. They come to my retreats. They come on these conferences. They're constantly getting that little boost to take them to the next level. because we never plateau. You're either going down or up with any of these things, with your health, with your wealth. So it's interesting when you can just tweak just a little bit. And that's what you'll get when you come to this conference. You'll get ideas from, let's say I have a woman from Israel, a woman from Croatia, people from around the US. And I vet them pretty strongly before I bring them on my conferences so that I can bring you the best of the best and some really great ideas. So I'll put the link down below so you can join us. But today what I want you to think about more so than any particular trigger or tool is what little tiny thing can you start? And it's small enough so that you can continue doing it, so that a month from now, you've made a real difference in your life. 2 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Oh, another thing I share with my clients more deeply into the course when we're talking about deep cellular and atomic health. Every 7 years, you're all new. Every 7 years, you get to recraft yourself. You can recraft your posture. I have. You can recraft how you sit, how you walk, how you stand. I did that with my body coach, Leila Veronica, who will be on this conference, by the way. There's so much that can change in a 7-year period. But if you're in stress mode, if you're locked in the stress cycle, it's really hard to look into the future, to develop dreams and goals and really work towards something. It's really hard to do that. It's not your fault. It's that your brain chemistry can't even think that way. This has been proven. I think there was a Harvard Business study done on this, how hard it is to actually envision a future and vision out into the future if you are in stress mode. So it's time to break it. If you want to break it with me, just private message. Let's get together. Speakwithelle.com is the fastest way to get on my calendar. It's actually in my calendar. You can click right on there and find a time to talk with me. Just a couple more announcements. We're starting a new month tomorrow. We start June 1st. And in June, we have a conference coming up. I'm going to do a deep dive the week of June, what is it? June 6th? June 6th. I believe it's June 6th. Yes. So next week, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on these morning calls. And if you want that deep dive, you can actually come onto my Zoom channel with me too. And the retreat. So I still have 3 spots for the June retreat in Petwater, Michigan. It is, let's see, the 19th through 21st. 19th through 21st. And if you haven't ever experienced Pressure Free, if you've never worked with me privately, this is a really great way to come into learning this method, being with like-minded people who are locked into this method and absolutely love it. And if you've already worked with me, this is a great refresher. It's a really wonderful refresher to come to a retreat with me. So I hope you will take advantage of that too. I'll put that link down below. And I'm just wishing you a great pressure-free day as usual. And tomorrow we start a new month. So finish today in a beautiful way and look for those little ways that you can start the compound effect. Have a great day.